Hi everyone, this is Liana with Céilí Nua. Today I'm going to show you some stretches and exercises that are really good for your legs and for your feet. These stretches and exercises will help dancers who do Irish dancing, Scottish dancing, pretty much any style of dance where you're up on your toes a lot, straining those calf muscles, your arches. These exercises will help loosen all those muscles. For our first stretch, we're actually going to do a ballet move, which is called plie, where you bend your knees. So start off with your feet together like this, toes pointing forward, and we're going to see what our natural turnout is. And to do that, put your weight on the heels and then open those toes up. This should be your natural turnout. You don't want to force it past this. You might be able to wiggle just a little bit, but don't overdo it. You want to make sure you're twisting from your hips and not your knees. Now for the plie, you're just going to bend the knees and straighten. And when you do that, I'll show you from the side here. You don't want to have the knees going forward like this. Try and just go straight down, have the knees lining up with your toes. If you look down at your knees, you shouldn't be able to see your toes. And then straighten up from there. Try doing that for about 10-20 times. So just bend 1, up, 2, up. Also, try not to rush the plies. Try not to go 1 and 2 and. That will actually hurt your muscles. You want to do it nice and gradually. And up. 1 and up. Now, after doing that, try putting your toes together like this, and then bending the knees, and up, down, and up. Again, you don't want to be leaning too forward where your heels are coming off the ground. Keep those heels planted all the time, and go as far as you can, and up, down, and up. We're going to add on to that. So plies are really good for stretching out your calves and your Achilles. Now, by adding this next part, you're going to also be stretching out your arch. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see. You're going to lift one foot up where your toes are still on the ground. The heel is the only one lifting up. And you're going to do that same plie, pushing into the floor, straighten, and then put that foot down. So from the front it looks like this. So you go up and down. And always make sure to do both sides. So you can alternate. You can do one foot, you go 1, plie, up and down. 1, plie, up and down. Do this about 10-20 times. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now on to our second stretch. We're going to stretch out those calf muscles. So from this side here, you have one foot in front of the other. You don't want too big of a space in between. Almost toe and heel together like that. So from the front, just bring it out like that. Try not to cross too much. You can kind of lose your balance that way. You can have it a little bit off to the side like so. And what you're going to do is make sure your weight is balanced on both legs. So I'm not putting all my weight onto one foot or the other. Everything is very even. And you're just going to go plie and hold it for about 15-30 seconds and straighten. Again, this is stretching out those calves, stretching out the Achilles, all that. We're going to work on the calves again. So to do this, I'm going to face away from here. I'm going to put one foot out like this and bend that front knee and lean forward, keeping both heels on the ground. And try and hold that for about 10-30 seconds. Really stretch out those muscles. And something that helps is to push your hips forward. You don't want to have your hips sticking out back. You want to keep everything nice and aligned. From the side it looks like this. So one foot here. And again, you can hold on to something, like even for this you can use a wall and press on the wall with the hands as you lean forward. And then similar movement you can do instead of the calf now for the arch. So put one foot back, up on the toes like this. Don't want to have it pointed all the way. Toes on the ground. And your front leg is going to stay straight. Your back leg is going to bend. You're going to lean into it. And you go back like that. You also don't want your foot to sickle, which means it kind of goes out like that. Have the weight mostly on your big toe as you're leaning back, so that foot is nice and aligned. Always make sure to do the other side. Our third one on the list here is foot rolls. Have your feet together, toes pointed out. You're going to lift one foot up on the toes here and just kind of wiggle your foot around like this. Around and around. Put it down, then always make sure to do the other side. So from side view here, go up, the foot just comes around. I'm not putting my heel on the ground, but you can, if you want to, go all the way down, or just little rolls with that heel up. That's up to you. You also want to reverse that, so heel comes up and you go inward like this. So you go in and in and in and in. Or with the heel coming down all the way, in and in. Something you want to think about when you're doing these foot rolls is to not move your knee that much. You don't want to have it going out this way when you're doing your rolls. So what not to do is to go like that. You want to try and keep that knee facing forward the whole time and just have that ankle rolling around. Another way you can do foot rolls that will loosen up those ankles is put your toe out like this, flex your foot, and just go around and around. And then of course remember to reverse that. And make sure you do it on both sides as well. For our fourth stretch, we're going to be stretching the tops of our feet. I suggest using like a yoga mat or a towel, or if you have carpet, that's good. Something that's soft to stand on. So what you're going to do is lift one foot up to the point where your toes, tip of your toes are touching the floor. And then you're going to push even forward so your toes curl under. And you lean slightly forward onto your front foot and hold it for about 10, 15, 30 seconds, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then slowly roll up and down. So from this side, it looks like this. And to get to that point, try and roll through those toes, kind of gripping the floor. They'll help give strength in your toes by doing that. So I have the tips of my toes here, and then just keep rolling forward and slightly lean into that front foot and hold. And then after, tips of the toes and roll down. For our fifth exercise, we are going to do a flex and a point with our foot off the ground. So it looks like this. You point the foot out, flex, and as you point, try and roll through the toes and come down. So from the side here, it looks like this. Push that foot out, flex, and push into that point, rolling your foot, rolling those toes into the point, and down. Then other foot, 1, 2, point, and down. Last but not least, we're going to do a ballet exercise, which is plie and releve. So you're going to do your plie, and then you're going to rise up, lifting those heels off the ground. This is something that will really strengthen those muscles in your legs and in your feet. Again, to get our position here, we're just going to start with the toes facing forward and then open up to a turnout. Then you're going to do your plie and releve, which is your heels up off the floor. Go as high as you can, and then plie and up, plie and up. When you're up on your toes like this, make sure the ankles aren't collapsing backwards like this to the side. Keep your weight on the big toe as much as you can, so you're not going back on those little toes. Try and push forward with the weight. So try that. So yeah, plie and up. And do that slowly. Again, don't rush into it. First start out slow, and then you can build up and get faster after a while. But make sure you're really stretched before you do it so you don't start cramping up. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful for you. And just pace yourself. Do as much as you can. If things start to hurt, don't force it. Just build up to it. You'll get there. And thanks for watching. So bye-bye. Take care and see you next time with one of our other videos.